Hello everyone, Dr. Kellie Cassidy, clinical psychologist and owner at Cassidy Psychology in Mount Pleasant and Canning Vale. Today I'm asking you the question, are you a worrywart? Now, all of us worry from time to time. It's quite a normal thing to do to feel worried and have some anxieties about different things that might be going on in our lives. But that's very different to what we as psychologists would call a generalized anxiety disorder. Now, the difference between the two is that worry is far more pervasive, that it's, there more times than it's not. The person's pretty much worrying all the time and they can worry about lots of different things. It's not just one thing that they focus on. Their worry can be kind of categorized into lots of different areas. I guess the other thing too about it is that worry also starts to affect their day-to-day life. It gets in the way of them being able to do things either at work or at home or in their social lives, those sorts of things. It's when that worry starts to take over that we might start to call it a generalized anxiety disorder. In order to get a diagnosis like that, you also have to have had that worry be around for at least 6 months. It has to be really hard for the person to stop worrying. And I guess they'll have lots of other symptoms as well. They might be really restless or irritable. They'll be on edge. They might have sleeping difficulties, experiencing muscle fatigue and tiredness, those sorts of things. So kind of all of that in combination might lead us to think that somebody has a generalized anxiety disorder. Now, it is a treatable condition. It affects maybe 3% of the population at any given time. So it's relatively common. But as I said before, it's more than just having some every day-to-day worries. It's quite a pervasive thing. Now, the trap that people who have generalized anxiety tend to fall into, the things that keep that anxiety going over time, often are things that they start to worry about worrying, and then they start to believe that the worry is bad for their health in some way, or that it's going to be dangerous to them, that they're kind of going to lose control, or kind of have feelings that they're going crazy because they're worrying so much. Sometimes though, people will have what we call positive beliefs about worry. Well, I can't stop worrying because then I won't be ready for anything that goes wrong, or I won't be able to solve any problems if I stop worrying, or I won't be prepared, and I won't be able to use it to motivate me either. If I worry, well, that makes me take action and do things. And that can be really, really tricky as a psychologist to work with, because to some degree, yeah, they're right. Often when we worry, it does help us problem solve and come up with a solution. But if you've been worrying about the same thing over and over and you haven't come up with any new solutions to the problem, chances are actually the worrying is part of the problem rather than the solution. Aside from that, what we look out for and we know will keep that anxiety going is people avoiding the things that they're worried about. So they kind of stay away from things. So an example might be if you're worrying about world events, that you avoid watching the news or reading the newspaper, because you know that if you read the newspaper, those worries will get reignited and off you'll go again. So any kind of avoidance, again, people think solves the problem, because it does in the short term, but in the long term it's keeping that worry going. And then the other thing that we look out for are what we call thought control measures. So they're things that people might do mentally to try and manage the worry. Now, that might be as simple as trying to distract themselves. If I just don't think about it, then I don't have to feel worried. It might be that they try and suppress it and squash it down some way, or they get caught up in reasoning, again, maybe some of those positive beliefs. I have to worry about this because it'll protect me, those sorts of things. Any of those will also make the problem worse. Okay. As I've said though, it's a treatable condition. Once we identify what it is that's going on for the person and we figure out why they're worrying and what those things are that keep it going, we can reverse those, we can manage those. So we teach techniques like how to postpone worry. We teach techniques in how to accept uncertainty, because often that's a big part of generalized anxiety. And we might do some behavioural experiments and actually challenge the validity of some of those worries and those beliefs around it to see whether they're actually true. Now, I'll probably come back to you. I won't do it today because I've already been talking for a while, but I'll come back another time and I'll talk some more about how you might do some of those things. But for now, just to recap, as I said, worry is something we all do, but when it gets to be happening all the time, that's probably a time to seek treatment, and something that psychologists can certainly help you with, something that we work with regularly all the time at our practice. So if you need some help, please do reach out to us, 6381 0071. By all means, ask me some questions, comment below, let me know what you think. I'll leave it there for today. As always, here at Cassidy Psychology, we're working together with you to help you flourish and thrive. I will look forward to speaking with you again very soon, but bye for now.